Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with an update for my Pan Those eyeshadows. So I have all my palettes right here and I'm just gonna jump straight into it. The first palette I have is this one right here, which is the Naked palette from Decay, and I've been working on the shade Sin. So I'm going to insert the picture where I was last time up in the corner, and this is where I am today. So as you can see there, I am starting to get a little dip up here. This is where I'm focusing my brush, but I do not have pan yet, as you also can see. I've been using this a few times. It's not my most used shade this month, but I am really enjoying this shade, and also it's a really easy shade just to throw on every single day. It's a light kind of shimmery shade. I am wearing it partly on my eyes today, and yeah, it's great and I love this shade. I feel like this palette isn't as good as it used to be though. It's probably getting a little bit old, but that's still okay. It's still performing and I'm still happy to use it. And yeah, I did hit pan on one of these shades early in this project, so yeah, I'm happy to working on another shade, and hopefully I will be able to get some more use out of this in the next month. These are quite hard to hit pan on though, especially I feel like this shade is definitely harder pressed than Half Baked was, and I feel like I may not hit pan on the next month. I'm gonna try obviously, but it may take me another 2 months before I hit pan on this eyeshadow. So while we're on Naked palettes, let's go with the second one in this project, which is the Naked 3 palette. I put this in, I think, 2 updates ago, and the eyeshadow that I've been working on is the eyeshadow Strange, and I'm gonna insert again the picture where I was last time, and this is where I am today. So as you can see right there, I do have quite a big of a dip. I have not hit pan yet. I don't think I'm super close, but I'm using this quite a lot to set my eyeshadow. However, I feel like now when I'm finally getting a tan, it is almost too light to use as that, but I still kind of do it, but I used to have to use it a bit more sparingly, so it has been taking longer to kind of get a dip in it just because of that reason. It is a really lovely shade. It's really pretty, and it's actually really pigmented, as you may be able to see right there. Yeah, I'm not sure, you may be able to see there, but it is a really pigmented shade for being kind of nude setting shade, and that is a good thing. However, like I said, when I do have a tan, it almost shows up a little ashy on me, so I do have to use it very sparingly. But as you could probably see there, I do definitely have a dip going, which is really good, and I'm excited. I'm hoping to hit pan on this for next update. I'm not kind of sure that I will though, since I don't use this every single day, and also because I do have to use it quite sparingly. So next up, before we move into my C palette, I have this palette right here, which is the NYX In Your Element Air palette. I've had this in, I think, since the start almost of this project, because I did have it since the start, because I did have another shade in this, which I will show you. It was this shade right here, which I did have pan on a while back, and I think the same up that I hit pan on that, I actually rolled in the second eyeshadow, which I will put in the corner right here. These do not have names, but it's just the last shade in the palette, and that is where I was last time. And as you can see, I did manage to hit pan on this eyeshadow, which is really exciting. I've been loving this shade. I'm using it tons, and I will show you a look at the end of this video where I use this all over my lids, and that has been a really big go-to look for me. I actually really like that look, and this shade definitely grew on me over the last month, and it's beautiful. I'm also wearing this eyeshadow as a blush today. Actually, I've been using this on and off as a blush for the last month as well, because it is kind of a nice, yeah, I mean, you can see it on my cheek, but it is like a nice peachy kind of shade. You can see there on my hand maybe. So yeah, I am quite excited to have this out of my collection though, because I've been using this for so long and I've been using peachy shades so much, and yeah, I'm kind of excited to see what else I get instead of this, because yeah, I've been having kind of similar looks for quite a while now, so I'm glad to have finally hit pan on this, and these pans are quite large, as you can see, so I'm really happy to finally have been able to hit pan on it. As soon as I pan on this shade, I will be rolling in a new eyeshadow at the end of this video. So like I mentioned, we're gonna move on to my C palette, which I do have 2 shades in. And I'm gonna start by inserting the first picture, which is the eyeshadow that I had in for the longest. And this one is Mango Tango by Geek. And this, guys, is where I am today. So as you can see, I do have quite a big dip going. I have not hit pan yet, and I don't foresee myself hitting pan soon. I'm wearing this shade kind of in my crease today. I did tone it down quite a bit though, because I feel like I'm so tired of this eyeshadow. It gives a very specific look, and I feel like when you use it in your crease it can be a little bit overpowering. I feel like it's a little bit too dark to use as a transition shade, and it's just kind of a little bit too pink in my opinion. But I am still trying to find ways to use this eyeshadow, and if you have any tips, please let me know, because I do really want to try to pan on this for next update, as I do have a dip going, and also because I do want to roll this eyeshadow out. But yeah, it is a beautiful shade. I've been thinking about using this as a blush, especially now when I used kind of rolled the Element Air palette out, so I may try that, but I just don't really know how that would help kind of going with a dip, because I feel like that would just even out the pan rather than continue building the dip. But we'll see. I may try that, and if I do like it and I feel like it looks good, then I will probably do that. But if I don't really fancy that kind of look, I think that I will skip using it as a blush, but we'll see. Anyway, that is the next shade, and unfortunately I have not hit pan on this one. And then for the last shade, we have one that I rolled in last month, and it's one of the shades from the Wet n Wild Walking on Eggshells trio, and I'm gonna insert the picture where I was when I started, and this is where I am today. So you can definitely see where I've been focusing my brush. It's right there, and I do have a dip going. I have not hit pan yet, but I feel like I may be able to do that for next update, because these pans aren't that deep, and if I focus in on this, I hope I will be able to hit pan, and that is at least my goal. I feel like this is the eyeshadow I'm most prone to hit pan on, unless the eyeshadow that I roll in is really close to hitting pan on, but I doubt that. But anyway, this is the eyeshadow that I think that I will be able to hit pan on for next update. Obviously I'm gonna try to pan on more shades than one, but I'm gonna focus in on this for next month, because I really want it out. And although I feel like Taupe shades aren't very summery, I am wearing this on my eyes today. I kind of just want to focus in on this, and I don't want to wait for this shade until fall, because my goal for this project is basically to hit pan on as many eyeshadows as possible, and I just want to kind of get them rolling. So I'm going to focus in on this for next month and hopefully be able to hit pan. I don't feel like this is performing the way it used to. It's a little bit drier now, and I feel like sometimes when I set my eyeshadow with the NYX, with the Naked Free eyeshadow, this doesn't really adhere the same way it used to, but I am using my fingers sometimes, and sometimes I use apply it straight to my skin, and that works much better than using a brush. So yeah, I'm finding ways to work with it, and it's not my favorite shade, but it is quite okay for being a taupe shade. So how I randomize my shades is because I take all my palettes and I randomize the palettes first and then the shade. So I do currently have 32 palettes or categories. I also have, for example, my Super Shock shadow is one category, and my individual and duos are another category. So that's kind of how it works. And yeah, I do have 32 at the moment, so I will just randomize between 1 and 32. And hopefully you can see that better. And let's just go and randomize the shade. Well, actually it's going to be a palette, and that's going to be number 26. So number 26 is actually one of my Colourpop palettes, which I've been wanting to get one of those for a long time, because I ordered quite a few new ones and I haven't really played with them that much. But the palette that I got is the Colourpop Mar Palette. So here we have the Colourpop Mar Palette. It is one of their summer collections, I think last year or 2 years ago, and the palette looks like this. It's kind of like a neutral palette with some pops of green and blue, so it could be that we get a blue again. I did have blue in previously, which I didn't like that shade, but hopefully this one is better quality. And yeah, maybe I get some greens, or yeah, we'll see what I get. Actually, if I got the green, I would be pretty happy. I feel like I wouldn't want to get this blue, but obviously I will be fine with that as well. It's summer, so that would be quite nice, but I just feel like that would be quite a lot of color to work on at the moment, and I would actually don't mind to get a neutral shade. So we'll see what I get, but I'm just going to randomize through 1 to 9. So I just put in 1 through 9, and I'm just going to go ahead and randomize the shade. And we have number 9. And number 9 in the palette is actually one of the neutrals, which is this one right here, and this is called My Way. So I'm just going to go ahead and swatch all the shades next to each other, including the new one, and we'll see which color palette I'll be working on for the next couple of weeks. So there you guys, we have the new color palette. This is the new shade that I got. So we have the Naked 3 palette, shade in Strange, I think it is. And as I mentioned earlier, you can see that it's really pigmented. We have the Naked 1 palette in the shade Sin. We have the Taupe shade from the Walking on Eggshells trio from Wet n Wild. We have the Makeup Geek Mango Tango, and then we have a new shade from the Colourpop Mar Palette in the shade My Way. I think that this was actually quite a good shade to get. I think I can mix this with the Makeup Geek shade quite a lot. It doesn't really go with the Taupe shade that I wanted to focus on. But yeah, I feel like this is a good kind of grounder shade, because before the only kind of lid shade I had was this one or this one, and I didn't really think that it went quite well with the Makeup Geek one. So I feel like that is a way to ground it, and I feel in general that this was a really good shade and palette to add in, because I feel like I will be playing with more with this palette now when I have that shade in it. So yeah, so before we end this video, I'm going to share 2 looks that I've been wearing quite a lot this month. I was really bad with taking pictures, but I just have 2 go-to looks that I've been wearing, and I actually don't have majority of the shades that I have in this project in those photos, because I have been staying a lot with my boyfriend and I've been traveling a lot too, and I didn't bring all the palettes, which is also why I don't have amazing progress. And I mainly used the NYX In Air palette, so that's the shade that I will mainly show in the photos. So the first photo we have right here is the photo of where I'm wearing the NYX In Air palette shade all over my lid, which I mentioned briefly before in this video. It is a really nice coral shade, and I did really love using this. So in this I'm wearing kind of a monochromatic look with both that as a blush as well as my only eyeshadow, and I really like how that turned out. So yeah, that's one of my go-to looks that I've been wearing this month, and I really enjoy it. It's really simple and it was so just easy and kind of spring summery, and yeah, I really enjoyed that one, and I think that was why I was able to pan on that eyeshadow. In the next picture we have right here, my kind of morning face, and I was just getting ready to work and I was still quite tired in this picture. But this is another look that I did quite a lot. I wore the same NYX In Eyeshadow kind of all over my lid as well as underneath my lash line. And then what I did is I topped it with the Colourpop Super Shock Shadow in Lightning Bug. But in this look I'm using the Makeup Geek shade in Mango Tango instead in my crease, and then I'm wearing the same Lightning Bug shade all over my lid. And I also used a darker shade to darken up my outer corner. And yeah, that is basically the final look that I took photos of. I did use the kind of taupe shade quite a lot as well, and I'm wearing it today, but I just completely forgot to take photos a lot of the time. But that, you guys, was all for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and please subscribe if you're new here. I would love to have you in the family. I've been quite bad with uploading recently. I've had so much on my plates, and I'm gonna try to be better and upload at least once a week. But yeah, I feel like now in summer though I do have quite a lot of plans, so if I miss 1 week, I'm really sorry, but I'm gonna try to upload at least once a week. Like I said, maybe sometimes it will be twice a week. We'll completely have to see. But anyway, I hope you have an amazing day, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye guys!